YouTube fellow community, we are Rewind fans, random people on the internet. My name is Giggens. We are here today to do an unboxing of the brand new We Are Rewind's portable cassette player. I am so excited about this. I've been reading about it online for a few months now, and I remember hearing about it a while ago. It was a Kickstarter campaign to get this thing rocking and rolling. The biggest draw to this is that it's got Bluetooth out, so you can go to like your headphones or portable speakers, portable Bluetooth speakers. And there's rumors that the mechanisms on the inside are slightly better than what you'd find at like, in a Jensen unit or something. So I'm very intrigued by it. It's got a full aluminum casing. It's supposed to be really well built, well designed. We're going to give it a test and see how it works, but let's open this thing up first, huh? All right, so they come in 3 different colors. They come in an orange, a blue, and a black. The orange is called Surge, Surge. Blue is Kurt and black is Keith, and I got the Keith one because that was what was available at the time. I kind of wanted the blue one, but I got this one instead. Regardless, they all perform the same, but let's see what we got here as we crack open the box. A lot of people have been kind of, I've seen a couple of reviews about this thing so far, and a few people have been kind of like, really, they included the pencil, which technically doesn't exactly fit cassette holes. There's someone, I forget who said this, it may have been Techmoan, said, or VWS Life, somebody said it. There's a certain type of Japanese pencil that does fit inside a cassette that actually does the twirling around, if you will. I mean, these things can work, but it's like more of a art piece, I guess, to have that on there. But anyways, there's some weight to this thing. That heavy aluminum casing is definitely, it's heavy. I mean, it's got some substance to it. The big chunky buttons on top are pretty cool. Let's take it out of the wrapper here. It's sharp looking, I gotta admit. It's sleek. This is pretty cool. So on the side, you get your volume, you get your headphones, you got your power in, and up top, you've got your Bluetooth, your headphones, a power button for the battery, how much charge is in there. There's no physical battery in here. You plug it into the wall or to a unit to charge it. But play, pause, Cool, okay. Open it up. There's no eject button, or there's a little bit of a knob there, little notch. And the inside, I don't know if you'll be able to see this as well as I can. I read that there's more metal parts than plastic parts, which is always a good sign. But this is a stereo player. And it's got a nice clean head, nice rubber wheel, capstan. I mean, it looks solid on the inside. I gotta admit, it does look pretty, compared to some of the other ones I've seen, that's really not bad. And through the magic of video editing, several hours later, 3.5 hours later to be exact, we have a fully charged We Are Rewind cassette player. I've got my headphones, let's plug it in. Now, I will try the Bluetooth pairing as well, but for right now, I just want to get this thing on, so we're in. Now, we gotta do this the right way. This is a special moment. I spent a decent amount of money on this cassette tape player, and I really want to make this like a moment. So I've got 2 choices of tapes to put on to really like christen this thing. The first is a wonderful sounding XDR copy of the Beach Boys' Sunshine Dream, a beautiful collection of songs from the late 60s that's just, it's just so good. The second choice is Summer in Paradise. I heard you. We're doing it. We're doing Summer in Paradise. Hang on. Let's do this here. Here we go. Let's try a second tape. All right, I do want to point out that nobody paid me to do this. This review is completely on my own. I've been curious about this thing for a while now, so I'm really glad I've been able to try it. This has a phenomenal bass response, a very rich, clean, detailed sound. It's very crisp in the top end, which is fantastic, and there's a really substantial amount of low end to make it feel like a well-produced track, because if you get some of these cheapo tape players, they sound very thin, very flimsy, because the materials used are thin and flimsy. This does have a higher quality. Honestly, for what this is and for what this can do and what it provides, the quality of the construction, there's nothing cheap plastic about it. I like the big heavy buttons. You do hear a little bit of a screech sound when you like hit fast forward. There's a little, quick blip of a beep kind of thing. It hurts. That's also subjective. Maybe you don't hear that, maybe you will. But the construction is solid. The sound really is decent. I gotta admit, it's the best sounding portable cassette player I've heard in a very, very long time. There's no Dolby on this. There's no noise reduction. None of that stuff is on here. That codec or that coding is, Dolby doesn't license that out anymore. But for what it is, I highly recommend it. If you want a decent portable cassette player that you can take with you that will not get beat up. I mean, this thing it's sturdy. It's really sturdy. But the design is nice. It's definitely got a retro looking design. I like the chunky buttons up top. The volume control, nice and easy to use on the side there. So, is it perfect? No. Can it become perfect? Absolutely. Like, if they go back to the drawing board and just touch up some things here and there, if they can figure out how to get some sort of noise reduction built into this thing so that tape hiss is minimized, that would be an absolute game changer. Some people talked about hearing like a hum or a vibration from like from the battery or the motor or something. I didn't catch that. I wasn't hearing that. And I have heard that on other machines where all you hear is the motor. This is pretty quiet. For what it is, it's pretty quiet. So honestly, I would recommend this. Price point wise, a little steep for what it is. I'd probably take $50 off the price, but that's just me. But really, it's not bad. It's easily the best thing on the market for a portable cassette player. So I'm happy with it. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to use it. I'm going to Bluetooth it to my car when I'm driving around. I'm going to use it with my headphones, whether they're plugged in or Bluetooth. I'm excited to see what the Bluetooth headphones sound like. Hey, so it's been a couple of days. I've been using this thing a lot, and I actually really, really love it. It's a lot of fun to use. I've tried it with my plugged-in headphones and really enjoyed how that sounds. I almost feel like the machine had to warm up and get used a little bit, because after I did that, some of that wow and flutter kind of went away. And I really enjoyed it on my Bluetooth speakers. Like, I had it on just streaming to the Bluetooth speakers, and it sounds really, really good. Like, the clarity, the bass response, it's a very lively and rich sounding experience. I'm really impressed with it. There's one thing I would change, and that's the Bluetooth pairing. Very funky, very finicky. It took a while to pair up to my headphones and my Bluetooth speakers. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's a user error on my part, but that took a while to get going. But once it did, it worked. The only hiccup I have with that is that every time I want to use it with a Bluetooth speaker, I have to repair it. So you gotta hit the button again to repair it, which isn't a big deal, but just enough to be annoying where you wish it would just recognize the other device. And again, could be user error on my part. So We Are Rewind, if that is a feature that already exists and I'm missing it, please let me know. Because me and technology, I'm not the best. As you can see, I have records. I'm not the best at it. But using it for several days now, I really have been enjoying it. I've played a bunch of different tapes on it, from old tapes to new tapes, and it's done a great job with all of them. I've actually been really surprised. I played a couple of tapes that were from the mid-'70s, and it sounded really good. And of course, the new stuff just sounds mind-blowing. I played a John Coltrane tape, which sounded great. The Beatles' Blue album from 1989. It was pressing from 89 or 90. It sounded fantastic. So I'm really impressed by this thing. So I'm going to raise my rating to an 8 or a 9. It's really a solid cassette player. Can improvements be made here and there? Yeah, probably. But for what it is for right now, this is easily the best thing on the market for a portable tape deck. It is absolutely fantastic. One thing I'm going to stick with, there needs to be some sort of thing on the back to attach to a belt or something you can attach to it, because as I was walking around, you're kind of like, you just want to put it on your side, but you got to hold it the whole time, which isn't a big deal, but it's just enough to be like, I mean, I get it. The sleekness would be destroyed. It wouldn't look as cool. And it's also quite heavy, so the belt hook would have to be pretty substantial. But if there was a way they can have like an optional sticker option, just stick something on there, that might be cool. Kind of like a pop socket on phones these days. But anyways, that's a very minor thing to bring up. But I am really enjoying this. Not if it means anything, it's got the Giggens seal of approval here. So, yeah, there you go. I'm gonna give at least an 8 or a 9 out of 10 on this thing from We Are Rewind. I'm digging it. So thank you so much for watching. My name is Giggens. This has been a review of the We Are Rewind portable cassette player, available online. Okay, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care of yourselves. Bye bye.